It's up to you, and obviously you can just then see transactions to do with just that particular delivery address. Okay. All right, so back to the customer record. That is essentially, the customer record. But the main thing about it is when you look at that customer record, you can see everything. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to kind of come out and go to your CRM system to look at your notes or activities or the cases or problems that's going on or whatever. You don't have to have some sort of separate faxing or email system. It's all here. Everything to do with that customer, yeah, is all in one place. Yeah, you don't need a separate credit control module. There it is. Everything that's going on with that customer, yeah, or prospect for that matter, yeah, all in one place. I think it's about time, and that's the power of a truly integrated system. Okay, so let's come out of the customer record, and I touched on this in CRM, but let's create a new customer record. Sorry. Okay, the country is the United Kingdom. Okay, so when I click on, if I pick somewhere like France, for example. Okay, I've got to pick a name first. A customer. I'll put France on it, so we know it's going to be a French one. I type in France. Okay. What basically we have here, because we are linked to an e-commerce system, well, we're not linked, we're integrated, to an e-commerce system. We had to sort out some of the issues to do with e-commerce, yeah, from day one, which are, you have a customer in Germany or France or United States or Australia that wants to set up an account on your e-commerce system, but you need to set up the proper currency and the proper tax rates that you need to charge that particular customer. Okay, so someone in France, for example, if they're a business, we would use EC sales. Okay, so what I'm saying here is the business type is business. Yeah, it could be business or it could be a consumer. If it's business, okay, then it's effectively what we'd expect to put on as default on the record is yes, euros. The currency is being euros, but also EC sales being the default tax code. Most systems only have one set of defaults. Set up a customer record, it just defaults in the normal tax code, the normal currency, you've got to change it all. What we're trying to do is streamline, the actual way that you actually create a customer, so it could be created automatically by the e-commerce system. Okay. If I go back here though and change this back to United Kingdom. Okay. Actually, I have to change it back to France. Sorry about that. And now change this to consumer. Yeah. So if we were dealing with a consumer in France, yeah, then it would charge the standard rate. They might still be in euros, but effectively we're going to charge standard rate. Okay. And if I look at United Kingdom, if I could spell it right. No, I don't want to add. And do business. Effectively, business and consumer are exactly the same in the United Kingdom. So we have a GB pound and a standard rate tax. Okay, so I finished there. It creates the customer record. If I wanted to find a customer record, I can use the find option. If I just look at that particular one we just created, which I think it was that one on the top there. One of the things is the address formats. This is an example of the kind of the plugin architecture that we have. By changing this to, let's say, the United States, okay, what will happen is the actual format of the address changes to address, city, state, and postcode. And because we automatically have the United States and the Canadian postcodes in the system, yeah, it demands that basically the postcode comes from the database. So obviously I pick 90210 and it automatically puts in Beverly Hills, California, Los Angeles. If I change this back to the United Kingdom, the address format changes to address, city, county, and postcode. But the postcode is not, it doesn't have to be in the database. Okay. Okay. let's look at, instead of creating a sales rep, let's actually look at a sales rep we already got. Okay, so let's look at ABC. Now, sales reps can be agents, yeah, or they can actually be, sales reps within our company. Okay. Within a sales rep, you've obviously got contacts, notes, activities, emails, and faxes that you've actually been dealing with them with. And in setup, you decide what percentage commission you usually pay as default, apply to sales or profit. Okay. But what you can actually do is in the categories tab is decide for each category what percentage of commission you pay and whether you apply that to sales or profit. So it may be that on some particular items you don't give any commission, or other items you give it based on revenue, and others you give it based on profit. But you can cope with all. Link transactions, so you can actually see all the transactions that are linked, whether they're quotes, orders, invoices across all the customers. You can also see the linked customers and any linked opportunities that may have been set up as opportunities, and commissions that are due. So we can actually see all the unpaid commission. So we obviously owe this particular a sales rep, who's actually obviously in euros, 20, and it totals it up for us, and it'll split it up into paid and unpaid when we actually run the commission. While we're actually on the sales rep then, if we look at process commission, we can process it up to a particular date, we can decide who we're going to pay, and then what we can do is we can actually see which invoices we actually want to pay on. So it may be that if there's a dispute on one of these, it's prompting us to say, well, we're not, we're due to pay commission on it, but we're not going to pay commission. If you only pay commission on paid accounts, then you only want to pay commission on the ones with zero outstanding. So you can cope with all those scenarios. And if you actually look at the drill down button on the invoice, you can actually see, the actual profit that made up a particular invoice. So you can see that there's two items. There was the actual. It was applied to sales and commission, because it may be that on even the same invoice that you could be applying it to sales on one and profit on another item, depending on how it's set up. And then you obviously process the commission in it, or produce the sheets. And if you class them as agents rather than reps, it'll post a purchase invoice to their actual account. Okay, so let's do a quote. Actually, let's do an order. Quotes and orders are exactly the same, and when you do an order, you can decide to do it from available sales quotes if you want, converting them, and you can convert multiple sales quotes into one order if you wanted to. Let's just pick a customer, and let's pick this Euro customer, this French one. Okay. The first thing is, what's the customer purchase order number? Okay, well, let's say it's verbal. Okay, what's the terms? Who's our contact there? What's the shipping method? Okay, it's in euros. You can change this if you want to, so you can change the actual exchange rate that's going to happen on this particular order. And now you're down to part codes. Okay, so lots of different types of item we have in Enterprise. Okay, so I'll run through a couple of the scenarios, but essentially, if I just click that, it'll give me everything. Okay, so if I click on Kingston memory, okay, and this Intel processor, I can actually see for this I want 10. Okay, now 10 each. Okay, if you look down here, it's giving me availability across my warehouses. Okay, so what it's saying is you've got 27 in stock. Okay, yes, I know, never mind. It's 27 in stock, 1,215 committed, a bit difficult, but never mind, and negative stock, because obviously what I'm doing is here I'm selling far more than I've actually got. Okay, terrible demo data, never mind. How many have I got on back order? How many have I got on purchase order? In transit? What's my potential stock? Now, on every transaction, every kind of hyperlink that you see, you can drill down, and you can actually see what makes up that 1,215 that are actually committed. And you can see that we've got a very big order there for 101 dozen, which is obviously 1,212 each. That's the base stock quantity. If I had any on purchase order, I can actually drill down on those and see, well, what's on purchase order and when they're coming in. Now, also, because I'm on this item line, I can actually see the history. So I can see, have I ever sold this item to this customer before? And if I had, there'd be some information there. Are there any substitutes? For this item? Are there any accessories? So it may be that you're kind of selling the RAM, but do you want some static gloves while you're there? So I'll say 1, add that to the order. Okay, okay. So we've also got cross-sell and upsell. Okay, so what this means is we're prompting people um,